In this video, let us study about the Kirchhoff's voltage law and the current laws. These are the laws which are used for the circuit analysis. Okay, and that is for network simplification. So, when you have a complex circuit, you cannot use just Ohm's law and the series and parallel combination of resistances. That is when you have a complex. When you have a simple circuit like voltage source, two resistors, what you will do? You will write like you have a voltage V, here R1, R2. We can find out the I current easily by using this series combination, that is R1 plus R2. Then you know I is equal to V divided by R1 plus R2. So using this formula, we can easily find out the voltage drops across the resistors R1, R2. We can find the current which is flowing through the circuit. But when we have a complex circuit, then what happens? We cannot just use this Ohm's law or the combination of resistance to find out the unknown values. So we go for these laws, Kirchhoff's voltage and current laws, which are the fundamental laws used for the circuit analysis or the network simplification. So first let us study about the Kirchhoff's current law. This is also shortened as KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. Here, if I consider a junction point, I will consider branches here. These are the branches, okay? And I will consider the currents also. I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7, I8. This is a junction point, right? This I will consider as A. A is nothing but it is a junction point or node. Junction point or node. You know, junction point is that node where three branches or more than three branches meet. So let us consider a node here. Okay, this is a node now. So at this node we have to define this KCL. It is nothing but algebraic sum of all the currents at the junction or node is equal to 0. That means summation of I, that should be equal to 0. So here we will take a convention that the currents that are entering the node, we will consider it as positive. So current entering will be considered as positive. Current which is leaving the node will be considered as negative. So let us apply here. Okay. So I1 it is entering, so it is plus. I2 it is leaving the node, so it is minus I2. It is now algebraic sum, right? So I will take the sum. Just I am taking the sign of the currents as negative or positive. Next plus. What is I3? It is entering the node, so it is positive. Next we have I4 which is leaving the node, so that will be minus I4. Next plus. What is I5? It is entering the node, so it is plus I5. I6 is leaving the node, therefore it is minus I6. I7 it is entering the node, plus I7. Then you have I8 which is entering the node, that is I8. So this should be equal to 0. That is according to this. Now I will consider all the positives one side. I5, I7, I8. That is equal to, negatives will come this side. So I2 plus I4 plus I6. From this what we can say, see these are the incoming currents, these are the outgoing currents. So the sum of currents, this is sum of entering currents or currents entering the node. These are the currents leaving the node. Therefore, algebraic sum of the currents entering the node is equal to algebraic sum of currents leaving the node. So summation of I current that is entering the node, that should be equal to summation of the currents that are leaving the node. Okay. So this is another point to remember. Summation of I is equal to 0. That means the algebraic sum of the currents meeting at a junction point of all the currents meeting. Let us consider this as meeting at the junction point will be equal to 0. So I will be considering currents entering the node as positive, current leaving the node as negative. So the summation of I should be equal to 0. So now I will substitute all the values. Then we can conclude that the algebraic sum of the currents entering the node will be equal to algebraic sum of currents leaving the node. Okay, so now let us consider an example here. So let us consider this as a node A and this is a node B. So here we have current entering which is 5 ampere. Here there is a current leaving that is 3 amperes. Okay, and here we have 1 ampere and here there is another that is Ix. Okay, now we have to find IAB, that is the current which is flowing through this particular branch, and you have to find Ix. Okay, now apply the concept here. See, at the node A, we can say the current 5 is entering. So it is plus 5 plus. Now this is leaving minus 3. So this is also. So this is the current which is entering. This is the current leaving. So this IAB is nothing but it is the current leaving. So minus IAB. That is equal to 0. So 5 is equal to 3 plus IAB. So IAB will be equal to 2 amperes. So the branch current IAB, that will be equal to 2 amperes. Now we will consider at the node B. So at the node B the current is entering. So I will consider this as positive. Next we have current leaving the nodes, that is minus 1 and minus Ix is equal to 0. So IAB is nothing but it is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1, that is equal to Ix. So Ix is equal to 1 ampere. So these are the values of IAB and Ix. Just see at this particular node, this is supplying the current, okay, and these two are sinking the current from the nodes. This is supplying the current to the node B and these two are sinking currents from the node B. And from this we say, okay, that is the algebraic sum of the currents entering, that is equal to algebraic sum of the currents leaving the node. Okay, so we can also say that this follows the conservation of charge. Conservation of charge, nothing but here at the node charge is neither created, it's not destroyed. Okay, so that is the law of conservation of charge. Next, let us study about the Kirchhoff's voltage law. What does it say? It says that algebraic sum of all the branch voltages around the closed paths is equal to 0. Okay, this is the statement here. So we can consider a circuit like this. Now we have to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law to this circuit. Before that, you know that what is a sign convention of the voltage drop across the resistor. You know, current, it flows from higher potential to lower potential. So when current flows like this, we will consider this as higher potential, this as lower potential. Because before the exploration of atomic structure, they considered that the positive charges flow. That's why they considered this plus and minus. But later, after the exploration of atomic structure, they got to know that it is the electrons that flow. Okay, but now we will be following the conventional current flow. Not the electron current flow, conventional current flow. So here the current, it flows from higher potential to lower potential. So this will be your voltage drop across the resistor. What if the current flows from here? So this will be higher potential, this one will be your lower potential. So if the current is flowing like this, it will be plus or minus. So while applying this KVL, okay, if you are getting this plus sign first, this will be considered as minus VR. Okay, and if you are getting minus plus, then you are going to get it as plus VR. So this minus VR is nothing but it is a voltage drop, and plus VR, this is nothing but it is a voltage rise. Okay, so this is, if you are getting minus first, then it will be potential rise. If you are getting plus first, then it will be potential drop. This is potential rise. Okay, so algebraic sum of all the branch voltages around the closed paths, that is equal to 0. It is a statement now. That means summation of V, that is equal to 0. This can also be stated as algebraic sum of all the voltage drops across the circuit elements, that will be equal to the algebraic sum of EMFs in the closed path. So this one also can be stated. For example, now if I have a circuit like this, so this is the voltage V. We have a resistor R1, R2. The current which is flowing will be I. So here we will be having V1 and this one will be V2. So if I apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law here, see I am getting minus first. That means it is plus V. Then we have minus V1 minus V2. That is equal to 0. V is equal to V1 plus V2. See, these are the voltage drops across the circuit elements. V is the EMF, right? It is the EMF. So algebraic sum of the voltage drops across the circuit elements, that will be equal to algebraic sum. So instead of this, if we have another voltage source V3, let us consider it as V3 now. So in this case, what happens? V minus V1, we have plus V3 also, right? Plus V3. So here instead of V, we can also write V plus V3, that is equal to V1 plus V2. So this is nothing but it is the sum of EMFs. This is the sum of the voltage drops across the circuit elements. Next, we have to consider the direction of the current flow. See, if you have like this, while applying the KVL, take the common direction. Either like this, consider like this, or consider like this. Okay, that direction, it is irrespective of the current, direction of the current or the voltage drops. Okay, so you have to choose any one direction which is common. Okay, that is sign convention to be considered while solving the loops. Okay, while finding the equations. So sum of potential drops, that also can be considered equal to sum of potential rises. Sum of potential rise. So this also can be considered. So summation of V is equal to 0. Algebraic sum of all the branch voltages around the closed paths, it will be equal to 0. So if we consider this also, see V minus V1 plus V3 minus V2, that is equal to 0. Okay, this is your Kirchhoff's voltage law.